everybody. My name is Lauren, and I'm here to do an Ask Me Anything session for MCPHS. So anything MCPHS related, whether you're an admitted student, you're an inquiry, anything like that, I'm here to help. I work in the International Admissions Office, but I can answer any questions that you have regarding MCPHS. So if you're an undergrad, you're a graduate, you're a transfer student, even PhD student, I'm here to help. All right, so we have, if for any admitted students, we have our last admitted student day on April 19th. So we hope to see you there. And that's going to be a really great event. If you're not an admitted student and you just want to join campus, we have visit opportunities year round for you guys. Thanks for some of the waves. Really happy to see you guys here. And again, I'm going to get started answering questions in just a couple minutes, but the goal of this is just for you to ask us anything MCPHS. So whether it's Worcester campus, Boston campus, Manchester campus, here to help. Couple of things you should know about us is we are rolling admissions. So if you haven't applied, you still have time to apply and get admitted for fall 2026. We have a lot of different visit opportunities. You can come in and you can do a tour pretty much any day of the week, Monday through Friday. April is spring break for a lot of you all that are in high school in Massachusetts. So come say hi to us on campus. We're going to be doing tours, info sessions. You can meet with the counselor. You could meet and talk about student financial services. Lots of things going on campus all the time. And then for those of you that are interested in applying, maybe you haven't for fall 2026, or maybe you're planning on applying maybe in fall 2027 or so, we can help you with those questions. So right now, I'm sure a lot of you are getting out of high school. Maybe you're in your commutes back. So just shoot me any questions that you guys have, and I will be happy to help. I'm really glad to see so many of you here right now. One of the things that I get a lot this time of year is whether or not it's too late to apply. And if you were here a moment ago, no, we have rolling admissions and we can definitely still help you. The application process isn't very daunting either. You know, in most cases for an undergrad student, we need a personal statement, we need your high school transcripts, and we need a letter of recommendation. If we have those things, you should be good to go. I work with international students, like I said, so anyone in the United States who doesn't have citizenship or permanent residency, I would be your counselor. I also work with students that are in Latin America. So whether you have citizenship or not, I would be your counselor if you are here coming from any of those countries. We have a really big admissions team and we're all really hands on deck waiting to help you guys. So please let me know any questions that you have, and I'm happy to help. Another thing that I hear a lot about this time of year is questions about scholarships. Yes, we have scholarships and you don't have to jump through hoops to get them either. So a lot of our scholarships you actually get automatically when we review your application. So when me and my colleagues are reading applications, you know, a few of us will read one application, but you will automatically receive a scholarship if you're an undergraduate student, and typically if you're a transfer student going into undergrad as well. Grad is a whole other ball game, so definitely reach out and ask questions if you think of any there. If you want to talk about your specific record, you can reach out to us at admissions@mcphs.edu and we can help you there. We can answer any of your questions that way too. Right now, a lot of you are getting college decisions. So please let us know if you have any questions about any of the decisions that you have coming in, anything scholarship related that you're seeing from us. Maybe you're getting emails with a lot of information. We want to help you through that process. We have some open houses that are going to be taking place in the summer too. So for anybody who's not joining us on campus as a student in the fall, you can still absolutely come and join us for an open house. Do some tours, see the dorms, you can get into the labs. One of my favorite programs to tour is the nursing program and the PA program, because the nursing labs actually look like the floor of a hospital. And we have these really great they're really high-end dolls. I can't remember what they're called exactly, but they're able to function like a human body. So when you're coming to campus and you're going to tour with us, you can actually go into the labs, you can see these simulation dolls and how high tech they are. Your faculty members will actually stand on the other side of a two-way mirror so that they can voice through the dummies what's going on with them with their symptoms. You would work to diagnose it, and then they're going to give you a review afterward. So if you have any questions about any of the programs, I'm also happy to help answer those. Typically this, okay, great. Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for being here. Any questions, please send them my way. Right now, or like I said, you can email us at admissions@mcphs.edu and we can get them answered that way. This upcoming week, I believe, is going to be spring break week for a lot of you all. So we're going to have a lot of opportunities to come meet on campus. I think it's next weekend is the mass week for school vacation. So please come join us. We will have our staff ready and available to assist. If you don't know, we are a small school, but we have a really large admissions staff because we always want to be present for our students. So we have counselors based in California, New York, Canada, Vietnam, Southern Africa. Now they just relocated. India, we have people. So the team is growing constantly. You can also check out videos on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, you can look at, we have a lot of point of views from different programs or a day in the life. So definitely check out our YouTube channels. And obviously you're here on Instagram, so check out our Instagram page, our Facebook pages and things like that. So I do see a question on here about the 200 credit work for the 4/19 admission day. I'm not quite sure what question you're asking here, so maybe if you could rephrase it, I could answer it better for you. But we do have an admitted student day on April 19th, so if any of you are watching and you're already admitted, definitely please join us on the 19th. It's the last day for admitted students to join the Admitted Student Day event. Okay, so I think the question is, how does the $200 credits work for the 4/19 admission day? So if you are admitted and you are coming to the event, you will get a $200 bookstore credit that you can use towards items in the bookstore. Yes. So basically that would go into your account. If it's working the same way it has in the past, they'll credit it to your student account. So then in the fall, whenever you go to the bookstore, you'll be able to go and use that there afterward. Yeah, so definitely come by, get the credit, take advantage of it. Can help reduce the cost of your books or maybe just some materials or even some MCPHS swag from our bookstore. And on the day of our admitted school, our student event, we will have a gear shop available on campus for you. So if you did want to get a shirt or a sweatshirt or anything like that, you're definitely able to. We're going to have a lot of different offices and campus groups available that day too. So you can go around and talk to the different campus groups and understand like the support services that we'll have for you, the student life opportunities. If you're interested in being like an RA or working in the actual dorms, which can have great financial benefit for our students, then you can ask those questions while you're there. You can go and talk to our Student Government Association and learn about the different clubs on campus too. So yeah, it's a really great day. Thanks for asking that question. Definitely worth coming and using that if you can. Okay. And again, for those of you who aren't admitted, but maybe you want to stop by, we are going to have open houses this summer. And you can always come by for a tour at the admissions office if you would like as well. No problem. Happy to help. Any other questions around the admitted student days we have coming up? Getting a question about the diagnostic medical sonography program. What is it like? So that's a really fun program to talk about too. You should definitely come to visit our campus and check out our lab at some point. So it's a 3-year program, which differentiates from a lot of other programs out there. The accelerated DMS, you will be taking like physics classes, prereq classes in your first about a year and a half. And then in the latter part of your second year, you'll start your rotation. So you'll actually go out into the real world and practice your skills after having practiced them on our campus in our lab. So when you visit our campus, if you go into the DMS lab, it again looks like a hospital floor, and you're going to see, I think it's 8 to 10 beds in one room, and each of those beds has its own ultrasound equipment at them so that the student can practice on other students in class when you're still at that level, and then you have 1 or 2 faculty members walking around to make sure you're hitting your marks correctly. So then after the 3 years, I've actually heard from the dean that a lot of our students will actually get job offers while they're still in the program, but obviously you have to graduate, you have to pass your boards in order to start working. But the outcomes are great. It's a very popular program. So if you are interested in DMS or any other imaging program right now, please apply early. We are seeing imaging programs fill up very fast right now. The demand is pretty high out there. And because, like I said, our labs, you have 1 student per bed and per machine, we do keep the student numbers like lower in them so that we can have hands-on one-on-one practice with our faculty members too. So great question. Other imaging programs that are similar, but still different would be like our MRI program. Radiography is 4 years, so that's a little different. But if DMS is really what you want, we have a few tracks too. You can do the general track, or you could focus specifically on the heart. Both are great options, but whatever you do, definitely try to get your applications in on time, because that's a program that fills up pretty quickly. And when you visit and you tour the campus, you'll actually get to go into the labs and see them, which is also really nice. Thanks for the question. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So other labs that you could get to visit when you're on campus could be like our pharmacy labs, which look like really large chem labs. One really great thing about MCPHS is our class sizes are really pretty small. We have like a 13-to-1 faculty to student ratio. We have a lab for our dental hygiene students to work out of also, which is a fully functioning clinic. We have an acupuncture clinic on campus. We have the nursing labs, the PA labs, and all of our labs are really state-of-the-art, really high-tech. I have another question about average GPA that we admit. So we'd like to see a 3.0 GPA or higher for our students. There are programs where the GPA can be a little bit more restricting, for instance, like nursing school. So we want our students to have a good overall GPA, but then I'm going to also calculate a specific math GPA and your science GPA also. So I don't know if this question was for DMS or just in general for programs, but you should aim for a 3.0 or higher. You will be able to earn scholarship in our undergrad programs, and a good GPA is very helpful in that, though we do look at you holistically. Your scholarship will definitely be impacted by your grades throughout your time in high school, or if you did any college credit as well. And then if you do have a GPA that's lower than a 3.0, still definitely talk to us. We really like to see students succeed at really all levels. And, if it doesn't work out now, then we can coach you so it can work out in the future. But it's not impossible to make something work if you're not quite there yet. Someone also wants to know about our PharmD program. So we have our regular PharmD program. If you're asking about like from high school and going into our PharmD program, we have a direct entry program that's 6 years, which is faster than the typical PharmD program. What's really cool is we're the second oldest pharmacy school in the country. So we definitely know what we're talking about. We're very well poised to help you. That program, you're going to do 2 years in the pre-professional phase. So that means you're going to be taking your chemistries, your anatomy classes, maybe some biology, calculus, and then the 4 final years of the program, you'll do a mix of internal rotations at the school, which are basically like little mini internships basically within the school for you to gain hands-on experience. And then you'll take those experiences and you'll go outside of the school where you do your rotations, which a lot of times I talk to students and they ask about like, research opportunities or internships, and they're actually talking about rotations, which are built into the program. So the PharmD program, you're going to have multiple rotations so that you can get experience doing like retail pharmacy or ambulatory care. You can choose one or two of your rotations also, if there's like an area of pharmacy that you really want to work in. A lot of students are interested in working in the industry. And when you hear someone say industry, they mean like Pfizer, Merck, like working in behind the scenes kind of in that way. It's a great program though. Student outcomes are phenomenal. You graduate in 6 years. A lot of our students get offered around $130,000, $140,000 per year when they graduate. So the outcomes are fantastic. You can pay off your loans really quickly, and you can have a pretty great lifestyle with a PharmD. Another person is asking about transfer credits. Oh, great. Lovely. So someone is wondering if, because they have a lot of transfer credits from their previous institution and they're coming to MCPHS this fall, could that help them move along in their program? The answer is most likely yes. There are some programs where you have to start in year one. So it totally depends on which program you're accepted to. If you can, email us at admissions@mcphs.edu. We can connect you with your counselor so they can review you and let you know if you're eligible to go into a higher year in your program when you transfer. Programs like dental hygiene, we typically have to have you start at the beginning just because there's no space in year 2 of the program. But in a typical like 4-year degree, like say pre-med or bio, or chemistry, something like that, pharmaceutical sciences, toxicology, you can absolutely transfer credits in and you could join as like a year 2 student, possibly even a year 3 if your curriculum from your old school overlapped ours really well. So, also got a question about enrollment fee waivers. So at MCPHS, it doesn't, I don't really know what you mean by enrollment fee. So whenever you apply for MCPHS, the application is free. So you don't have to pay for the application. To hold your spot for your program, you will have to make a deposit to hold it, and those don't get waived. So maybe if you could clarify your question a little bit more, I would be able to help a little bit better. And then if we're in an accelerated program, do we get summer breaks? Great question. Okay, so a lot of our programs are accelerated. So the imaging ones that I talked about before, nursing is accelerated, dental hygiene is accelerated. Those programs, you do still get summer breaks, but they're not like that typical college experience 4-year college summer break that you would see. You'll get between like 2-week break between semesters or something like that. So you will still get time off between your semesters to kind of like rest and decompress, but you're not going to have like a 4 full month break. The benefit of that though is you're graduating sooner. So you're spending a whole year less on living expenses, which in Boston could be, you know, pretty hefty sometimes. So then you get to immediately start making that income. So you know, you get a year of experience sooner. So if you wanted to pursue graduate school, you can do that sooner. You can have a year of savings, or you can even just have another year work of work experience so that you can kind of climb the ladder at your institution faster. Okay. Yeah, for the dental hygiene program, again, so like you can transfer in classes, so you don't have to retake the same classes if you're coming into an accelerated program, but specifically for dental hygiene, typically you have to start in year 1. But again, please email admissions@mcphs so that your counselor can talk to you about that, because, you know, it really just depends on seats. And as far as I know, the seats in year 2 are full, so I don't think that'd be an option right now. For the sonography accelerated program, when are the breaks? So you would get a winter break, which is about a month long. Typically it's like the 5 days before Christmas or so, we go on break, and then you would come back mid-January, like around the 13th or something. And then your summer will start in May, early May. And then if you're doing summer class, well, and in an accelerated program, you will You'll have like a week or two between semesters to start that. And then in August, you would end your summer semester and you'd have another week or two before the fall semester starts. Built into that, you will also have Thanksgiving break, which is typically a week. And then you will also have spring break, which happens in March, which is a week. So you do have nice breaks cut in, even if you don't have like a 4 full month break. Okay. Is housing guaranteed for freshmen and sophomores? Great question. So yes, MCPHS, this is amazing in Boston, by the way, for how challenging it is to get real estate in Boston. MCPHS can offer guaranteed housing for freshmen and sophomore students, which is amazing. We've actually expanded our housing opportunities in the last year and a half. So we have more dorms now, twice as many as when I started 3 years ago, actually. So yes, it's guaranteed for freshmen and sophomores the first 2 years. And then after that, it would be first come, first serve. And transfer students and grad students can also get housing as long as there's space. Since I have been here, I haven't really seen an influx of students having to get turned out because we have continued to increase our dorming options for our students because students express that need and MCPHS listened. So yeah, absolutely. You also aren't required to live on campus. That's another question I get a lot. Some students will come to us and another school will require them to live on campus for their first year. We don't do that. It's totally up to you whether or not you want to live on campus or not. Another good question is about schedules. So do you get to pick your schedule? You do, to, a certain degree. So whenever you're a freshman or a transfer student, whoever you are, when you come into your first semester, we will build your schedule for you so that we know that you're getting all the classes you need. However, you can adjust that schedule. As long as there's space in the other sections of that course, you're welcome to swap them. That's totally fine. After your first semester, you'll be responsible for building your schedule moving forward. For all remaining schedules, you'll have an academic advisor who can help you with that. And you can choose your courses. Similar to senior year in high school, seniors get first pick because they have to graduate, and then underclassmen will pick after them. But yeah, the schedules are pretty flexible. We have some pretty decent section options. Like I said, we've expanded dorms, so we've also expanded our student population, so we've had to expand sections. So we try our best for sure. And then housing prices, and is it a shared room or an apartment? So they vary. So we have like our traditional dorm where you have 2 beds in a room and then the bathrooms down the hall and a full meal plan. And then we have like an apartment style, which is 2 bedrooms with 2 roommates in it each. And then you have your own living room that you share in that apartment and bathroom. Housing rates go between like $17,000 to like $18,000 for a academic year, and then between $2,500 to $5,000 for the meal plan. The meal plan is totally dependent on which dorm you get. So, for instance, if you have a kitchen, you probably plan to cook some of your meals, so you'll only get a partial meal plan, but you are required to have some sort of meal plan. For those students who do not have a kitchen in their unit, they will need the full meal plan. So your meal plan prices will really depend on which unit you get placed in. Typically, you do have to have a roommate unless you have a medical condition. If you have a medical condition and your doctor can provide reasoning, then you can get your own room in that case. I do know students who have just happened to get a single, like they were the last student on the roster, I suppose, and they were just lucky enough to get their own room. But yeah, it just varies, but we don't give single rooms due to space. For the questions about scheduling, if you are coming in this fall, then you're going to get your schedule in June, and then you can start editing your schedule, I think pretty much right away. But really what they're going to ask you to do is wait until the first week of classes, and you're going to have an add drop period every semester. It's the first week where you can change your schedule around. It is what it sounds like. You can add some classes, you can drop some classes. And you don't just have the first week to do that. You can continue doing that afterward, and your bill will adjust if you drop below full-time credits and things like that. But yeah, you'll have that first week. So does MCPHS ask for an English proficiency test? If you are coming from out of the country and your first language is not English, you'll likely need one unless you went to a high school that taught fully in English and had a curriculum that was like an IB curriculum or an AP curriculum. Another example is, say you lived in Mexico and then you came to the United States for the last 3 years of high school, you would still need an ELP or an English language proficiency test because you did a year of high school outside of the US. If you have English as a second language class in your transcripts from high school, you'll probably also be asked to send in an English language proficiency test. It's definitely on a case-by-case basis, though. So if you aren't sure and you have questions about it, then email admissions@mcphs.edu and we can talk you through your scenario. MCPHS we're getting questions about the food options on campus. We have a cafe in our main campus in Boston, and then right across the street from that, we have a shared cafeteria with Mass Art and MCPHS. Those two schools have a combined cafeteria, and there's also Starbucks in there, and that's also where our bookstore is. And then basically across the street from that, we also have a little convenience shop right next to our dorm called Treehouse, where you can also use your meal points there. And then there's a few other places around the local area where you can use your meal points because of our relationship with Colleges of the Fenway. I have a question. I think it was about dorm fees. Someone's asking $17,000 to $18,000 a year, question mark. So that would be for a dorm for a year. Yes, that doesn't include the meal plan, and that is before housing scholarships. We do have housing awards. So if you haven't talked to your admissions counselor and you're admitted for fall 2026, please, please, please reach out to us, because there is a good chance that you qualify for additional scholarship, but you haven't let us know that you're interested in it. So if you're admitted for fall 2026, please reach out to us so we can help go over that. We can see what you're eligible for, what amounts. Our undergrad students are eligible for a renewable scholarship to go toward tuition each year that they're with us. And then in addition, a one-time housing award if they decide to live on campus with us. So definitely reach out, because the only way to find that information out is through your counselor. And then I have a question about older students. So non-traditional is what we would typically call that. Do you have a lot of older people taking programs? I'm way out of high school, but I'm looking to get into the PharmD program. Join us. Come talk to us for sure. So if you graduated high school and you don't have any college credits, come talk to us. It definitely happens. If you did take some college credits, you might qualify for our accelerated version of the program, which is faster, and that campus that we hold it on is typically for older students who already have a bachelor's degree. So you might actually just easily blend into that campus. And then another question, does the price of going to MCPHS vary every year? Or does it stay the same? So typically it's about the same. I want to say the same. The only thing that changes is we change with inflation, just like every other price that you're going to pay in the world does, you know? So if inflation goes up and you go to the grocery store and you see increased prices, same kind of concept with your university fees. Our expenses go up, so we also have to worry about inflation. So you're not going to see a jump of like, you know, if you're going to bio, you're not going to see $44,000 one year and $54,000 next year. It's nothing like that. You'd see a couple percentage point changes based on inflation in the market. And then, academic support. Great question. So we have lots of academic support for our students. So someone's saying that they struggle with math and chemistry. That's awesome. Thank you for asking this question. We do have a lot of support services. You can go to, we call it CASE, and there are peer mentors there who have already taken those courses and passed with an A, who can tutor you for free in those subjects. We also have office hours that you can definitely take advantage of. And then some of our courses also have SI, or supplementary instruction sessions, where you can go, and that's the only time you'll ever be taught by like a grad assistant. Otherwise, you're always taught by a faculty member, and we want to keep it that way. But the supplementary instruction sessions are just another option for you to get more tutelage in a subject that you need. There are even more than that too. So definitely, if you think you're going to need help with that, our case office can support you. Your faculty member can support you. And there's lots of resources you can check out on our website in the meantime. That said, thank you for all your questions. I'm fully in the need for a drink of water after answering all of them. That was great. If you guys have any other questions, like I said, admissions@mcphs.edu can answer them. Yes, we have a library. We're more than happy to help, whether you're domestic, international, older student, traditional student, what have you. So please reach out. That's all the time I have for today. But we hope to see you soon, and thanks so much.